Good morning, everybody. Hope you're having a fantastic day. It's Ronald Robert with the Hustle Nation. It is Friday, and it's going to be a jam-packed weekend. I got to go look at a duplex that's kind of like a tiny home. It's actually on a trailer that you can move it. I think there's two fully self-contained units on it. It's 28,000. And I got a piece of property that I could put it on and expand the cash flow. What I'm looking at is I could probably get 725, 750 for each side. That's 1,500. I'd have to pay utilities, so about $1,000 a month after utilities are paid. And so that would take about 2.5 years to get that money back. That'd be some nice passive income. I just have to see how the thing is built, make sure it might withstand 2 years of that. So we'll just have to see. Today's topic that we're talking about, because here on the channel we're all about some financial independence. We want to get to the point where we got mailbox money coming in. All right, so it all has to do with passive income. You know, some people think that, you know, the thing is, or the goal is to, you know, have $1 million cash sitting in the bank. Well, that's nice. However, the thing about it is that $1 million is not going to generate that much money sitting in the bank, okay? But if we had $1 million, say, in an index fund, that would generate some cash. Or we had $1 million in rental property that people were paying us rent, that would generate a lot of money. The thing about it is that we have to change our mindset, okay? And we have to start thinking, how can I get these dollars to start working for me? And so the thing about it is that so often it's not so much as that people will sit there and say, well, how am I going to get these dollars to work for me? But it's, as soon as I get some money, how am I going to spend it, you know? And if you really take a look at what you do with your money, okay, 9 times out of 10, it's a purchase having to do with something that's going to produce pleasure in your life. New car, hey, I'm going to look good. New dress, I'm going to look good. New this, new that, hey, I'm getting new curtains. Hey, I'm going to put a deck on the back of the house. We're going to buy a swimming pool. You know, all of these things that bring pleasure, okay? And the thing about it is that we tend to spend money in an emotional manner. Now, people know more about how to buy a car than they do about how to invest money. And the thing about it is that we're taught that from such a very young age. And so the thing about it is that not only should you rehearse what it is that you're going to do when you have money. And what I mean by that is that so often we play this fantasy in our mind about, well, if I hit the lottery, this is what I'm going to do, okay? Well, why don't you start with, well, what I'm going to do every week is I'm going to put $50 away in an index fund, or I'm putting $50 until I've got $500 and I can go buy a pressure washer, and then I'm going to start a side hustle which is going to produce some income. See, there's not a whole lot of pleasure in doing that. It's delayed gratification. It's not going to happen overnight. And really nobody has ever said, man, you looking hot with that pressure washer. Good Lord, I can't believe that. But if that guy's pulling down, you know, $500,000 a year, got 5 people working for him, and got a partner and everything, all of a sudden he becomes a little bit more attractive. So what I'm doing is asking you to start thinking more about passive income. What can I do to start producing some money, okay? I did a video not too long ago about a couple side hustles for less than $100. So there is absolutely no excuse on why you can't have more money coming in. You know, it's a funny thing because I know this lady that she's a teacher, and she's got all kinds of problems with this house of hers. It floods constantly. I mean, the list just goes on and on. And she's like, you know, I just don't have any money to fix it or anything like that. And I'm like, well, you know, what do you do on your weekends? Well, you know, I can go out and do this. Always got pictures on Facebook about going to, local bars and restaurants, having a good time and out there whooping it up and everything. The last thing you ever hear this person say, and I've never heard it actually, is I'm going to get a job, I'm going to start tutoring, make some extra money, I'm going to do this, but I'm going to do something to help myself to get out of my situation. That's not even in their vocabulary, okay? And the thing about it is that financial independence, at some point, I have yet to hear anybody talk about achieving that did not make some type of sacrifice. And people look at me all the time and say, man, oh dude, it's about balance. You just got to have balance, Robert. You got to stop working so much and everything. Guess what? I enjoy what I do. I like it, And then guess what? I like saying, hey, I'm not going to work today. I'm not going to work tomorrow. And I'm not going to work the next day as well. And I can do that. Okay? And so, but I hear these other people talk about constantly, I can't afford this. I can't afford that. I've got this problem. I don't have the money for it and everything. But hey, I got money for cigarettes. I got money for beer. I got money for this weekend and everything like that. I can make that all happen and everything. But no, I can't invest in myself. No, I can't invest in everything, And so you sit there and, have you ever heard anybody say, well, I'm glad I didn't have enough money to send my kids to Harvard or Yale. I sent them to the junior college. I'm glad I didn't have enough money to buy something that had power windows and door locks. I'm glad I didn't have enough money to be able to buy a car with air conditioning. You've never heard anybody say those things, okay? Granted, money can't buy you happiness, okay? But everything that you do requires money, some way, somehow, some shape or form, okay? And there's a lot of people out there to tell you that money is bad, money is wrong, and it's not, okay? If I was to take my money and say, because I have this amount of money, it makes me better than others, that's wrong, okay? The thing about it is that we all make choices, all right? And it just depends on what you want to have happen after you make your choice. Coffee's tasting good this morning. So let's start thinking about some passive income. What is it that you can do? You can go on the internet and look up direct reinvestment programs. They're called DRIP. You can actually sign up through a particular company and be able to buy stock. You can do an automatic withdrawal from your account. I think it's like $250 to $300 for most of them to get started with. And then, just do it on autopilot, $25. Start out at $25 a week, okay? And if you ain't got 25 bucks, then figure out how to get an extra $25 a week by doing something. Go rake somebody's yard, cut somebody's grass, something, okay? It's not that difficult, Even get out there by the stoplight, put a cardboard sign and say, hey, looking for money to go into my index funds. Be honest about it. Somebody's going to laugh and give you a couple dollars and everything like that. So, so many people are like, well, I just don't know what to do. Well, the thing to do is take some action, but let's think about some passive income. Let's start to change our mindset instead of saying, what is it that I'm going to spend my money on? Let's ask ourselves, what are we going to invest in when we get the money, And so I'm being real careful. I just got that chunk of money from getting that house, and I bought it, paid cash, got a mortgage on it and everything, and so now I'm looking on what it is that I'm going to put that money into. Okay, I was supposed to go look at a house this week. The people have rescheduled, so that's going to happen this coming week. But I don't need. There's a lot of things that I could do with that money and make it disappear, and all of it would be worthwhile. And what I'm talking about is I need to replace a few roofs on some of my properties. I could do this, I could do that, and all of that stuff would be worthwhile. But the problem is that it wouldn't produce any more cash into the company. And so I have to do some things that's going to produce cash flow so that we can keep the ball rolling and continue it to grow. So it's Rental Robert with the Hustle Nation. What are we going to do? We're going to think about some passive income. What can I start to do? Stocks is great. Real estate is great. Get a business going or something of that nature, but get some passive income that's starting to flow your way so that you can generate some financial independence later on. Have a phenomenal day. Hit that button, subscribe, tell your friends.